possible to make it down here and travel the world. Just like how an American live in America, earn money and travel the world and go live like a boss. Not to go there and clean, not to go there and look for a job, not to go there and beg, not to go there on a boat and die. Well, we're going to get into my visit in New York. It was amazing for a couple of reasons. I'm going to dive into it. While I was away, a lot of things happened. The Ghanian leaders did some miracles, commissioned some trains, opened up roads. So my land is just appreciated in value, guys. The land that I'm selling at Fienya just got a lot of attention. So we're gonna dive into all of that. Acadian City, they get, the entrance is almost done. The office at roof level, a lot of things, right? I don't wanna be all over the place. So let's dive into it. I went to New York with money that I earned down here in Ghana, right? That's what paid for my plane ticket. That's what paid for my dinner. And it felt good, boy, to be in America and knowing that I earn money for my motherland. And I'm visiting another man's country and I'm paying for services. Felt like a boss. Felt like Prince Hakeem in coming from America. That's my dream, guys, that in the future, the African man will be proud in his skin, walk into another man's country, not to go and clean floors, not to go and clean toilet, not to go and take care of old people, but rather to shop, dine in fine restaurants, and sleep in luxurious hotels. Only then will we be respected. Because far too long, it is the communities that are struggling back home that make their way up there and go do this all menial jobs. I'm not looking down on it, but we don't have any respect in the world, guys. We don't. They look at us as we need them to make anything out of ourselves. And that's what I wanted to prove wrong. That is why I left my good paying job. I worked at KPMG, the top 4 accounting firm. I gave it up because I wanted to come down here and build something from scratch. And let people know that it's possible to make money in Ghana and Africa at large. That you can travel to another man's country, whether that's Europe, America, and actually go and enjoy life as a boss. That's exactly what I did. And it felt good, right? The first year, the experience was a bit different because when I first moved down here, I actually went to America twice. And when I went back, it didn't feel like I had fully moved in Ghana because it didn't take long for me to go back. Within a couple of months, I went again because my wife was there. I was angry at America. I didn't find anything positive about it. I never hated America or whatever, but I wanted things to work down here in Ghana so bad that I just didn't want to look at anything positive in America. I wanted Ghana to be where I want to be, and I programmed myself to be that way, which is quite terrible because going back to America this time around, after having figured it out in Ghana, making reliable income, and doing better than I was in America, down here in Ghana in less than 3 years, and I even just really started about less than 2 years. Opening my own business, owning my life, working, and loving what I do and impacting people and all that. So I'm a happy man. I've been a happy man. But like I said, I wanted things to work down here so bad that I didn't want to look at anything positive in America. But America, there is a lot of positive stuff that I'm about to tell you today. When I was in America, I was on a 7-hour trip back and forth, 14 in total. Not one single pothole hit my car. So America, they've done well. Their forefathers, and not to mention in this video, they have done what has to be done with the roads and infrastructure. And I see why people feel comfortable over there. Because, goddamn, the potholes that, you're going to fill in Ghana, driving on that smooth road for 7 hours, I'm like, we got a long way to go. We do have a long way to go. Now, I was a happy man looking for all the positive things because when you are happy, you're always looking at positive things. There's a couple of things I missed down there, actually. What did I miss? Ghana has strawberries and blueberries, but it's so expensive. It's not like I can afford it, but I'm a principled man, right? I'm not going to come from New York where I can get a box of strawberries for $3 and come to Ghana and buy a box of strawberries for $12 because that's the prices out here. It's crazy. I'm not going to do it because $12 is going to get me a nice meal at the restaurant. It just didn't make sense in the same country. Why would I do that? Conversely, if I go to New York and have a dinner, I walk away with like a $200 bill in a nice restaurant. It's crazy. So you've got to enjoy what you can, what makes sense, wherever your territory is. That's why they say when you're in Rome, do what the Romans do. While I was there, we got a project in Pram Pram, we got a project in Dodua, When I say a project, we are building for people. I own a company called Ghanian Limited and also Russian Properties. Russian Properties is a brokerage firm where I sell land in Pram Pram, Afinia. If you need land, reach out to me in the email in the description below and then we can talk. It's what I do. We design and build for people, right? So when I was in Pram Pram, somebody came and tried to bother us yet again, but we resolved it. Now I've been in the game for so long, right? This Pram Pram land is not the land that I'm selling. The person bought his own land and then he elected us to design and build for him. He had issues and they got resolved easily because we know the ropes while I was away. Arcadian City, the entrance is done. We are now decorating and making it look nice. We are working on it. The office, the core shell is done. We are about to roof it and get to the finishes. We're not playing around. God being so good, I gotta say that I was in New York and I was still working in Ghana. Put systems in place, making impact, employing people, bringing money into the country. God damn, it felt good to be in New York. Felt good, guys. This is what I wanna encourage you guys, that it is possible to come down here and create something that you can go back, visit whatever, but you're gonna make so much impact here. Look at this. What's more impactful? Even if I wasn't making a lot of money, if I was making like 50% of the amount that I was making in New York, I'm still better off. As a matter of fact, I have a high buying power than I would have in New York if I was making half of it, but that's not the case. I came down here. I'm making impact. People who would have never been able to buy land because of all the scams and, you know, how complicated it is to get genuine land in Ghana, all the swindles, I've been able to help people buy land. More than 100 plus being sold to people that own land and own property. Most of them are building on it. Some of them have walls, some of them have houses. And on the other side, I'm also building for people who've already purchased their own land, but they would have went through hell to build. They elected me, and now what? We are building for them. And it's fulfilling, guys. It's the messages that you get. It is fulfilling. And I'm not in this alone. I have a partner who makes this possible, and a beautiful team that make this possible, and all the workers on site that make this possible. So we are here to change the narrative. We are here to show that it is possible to make it down here. It's possible. That's what the Chinese see. That's what the Lebanese see. That's what the Indians see. That's what they run down here, and in 1 or 2 generations become massively rich. Why can't we do it? Do we have smaller brains? Have you read your history? Did you know that the first Homo sapiens were in Africa with the biggest brains? I'm tired of us just being, you know, so timid and not being confident in our own skins. I feel proud being in New York. As a matter of fact, I didn't even say I lived in New York. I'm like, I'm coming from Ghana. Wherever I go and they try to ask me about things, I'm like, oh, I'm coming from Ghana, so, you know, that's where I live now. I make sure to make that statement. They be like, you're coming from Ghana and, you know, you're looking so bossy. Yes, that's right. Now all people that come from Africa is coming here looking for help. That is what I'm trying to portray to you guys. That's what I'm saying is possible, guys. Possible to make it down here and travel the world. Just like how an American live in America, earn money and travel the world and go live like a boss. Not to go there and clean, not to go there and look for a job, not to go there and beg, not to go there on a boat and die. You know, as a matter of fact, when I went out, I stayed with my parents. And I got this crazy story for you guys. My parents have, you know, a spare room for me, right? Spare room for me. I stayed with them. And basically, it was somebody who was staying there. They were helping these guys out for more than 2 years now. The guy paid $15,000 here in Ghana. $15,000 here in Ghana. And he went through illegal means to get to America. And not only is it illegal, right, when they drop you in El Salvador or whatever, and then you walk through the bush and go through this waterfall, and people dying on the way just to make it to America. And it took him 2 years. He just got a job. It took him 2 years. He's struggling. The guy regrets going there. What kind of nonsense is this with our head? $15,000 can set up a reliable business in Ghana that if you push it, that will be it for you. $15,000. Now, if you don't have the money and somebody give you a chance or you try to apply for, I get that, but you were able to raise $15,000, which means if you have it in your mind that you can make it down here, you have a business, you can raise $30,000 to do it. And you went through all this hell, and now you went and you sat in an apartment, and you struggled for 2 good years before you got a job. And that job, after you're done with taxes and all that and your rent, it's not much left for you. And you're going to be on that, you know, treadmill for the next 30 years. And if you are smart, you can get a house to come and, you know, retire and die in. If you're not, you're not gonna be able to even return. You can't get you can't get enough money to save to do your paperwork, to get your passport to come. The struggles of the immigrant hasn't been told enough. They don't tell you about it. It's not a joke out there. So yes, I enjoy my time in America. And as a matter of fact, I decided to extend my business to America. Not to do the business there, but to let more people know of what I'm doing down here in Ghana. To preach to people what I'm doing down here in Ghana. Because not everybody's on YouTube. So I'm going to be in New York churches. I'm going to be in conferences. And I am going to let people know about Ghanian City, the lands that I'm selling, prom and all that. I met a couple of people. I actually showed up at a church. So yes, guys, I am going to start going back, 1 or twice a year, and even hit up other spots like London and all that. Let people know that it is possible. It is possible to buy land here without having issues. It's possible to build a house down here, without having issues, because you have people like me down here making that happen. And it's your duty to, make that move and come down here if you have a great idea. You save some money, come and set up something and help the economy develop, because it is more than possible. Not only is it possible, it's fulfilling, and it is amazing. So I am back, guys. Expect more educational videos that I got for you guys. Ghanian City is looking amazing. We are selling 100 homes, a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. I was able to convince a friend of mine when I was in New York. That's another great accomplishment, right? My friend hasn't bought land in Ghana before, right? He's got a beautiful house. He's doing well for himself, beautiful family. But he just doesn't see the point of buying land in Ghana when he doesn't plan on, building a house here or whatever. He's okay there. He's happy. And I said, bro, you never know. Look at my situation. When my father's friend advised me to buy land, I didn't know I would end up in Ghana. But when I decided to come to Ghana, I didn't have to go look for land that's so expensive, because I'm not going to go live in the bush. So right now you can buy land, not in the bush, but in a developing area for much less. And you just never know. And worst case scenario, 10 years later, you turn around and you sell it for 1,000, 2,000% profit. What is there to lose? And he bought into the idea, gave me money for land and wall, and I started building his wall. Check it out. So visit was awesome. The Ghanaian government is working. Roads are being done everywhere, right? My train has been commissioned, right? A lot of people are like, this train will never move. It's the beginning. Who will build a railway that costs millions and millions of dollars and never put a train on? It doesn't even make sense. So more trains will be on that railway, and Afianya is going to be the hottest cake. And you're going to regret you did not buy land. I'm telling you, 5 years from now, mark my words. And they are doubling the road. The site camp is already set up. They're not moving as fast, but they will do that road. 5 years, you're going to regret you didn't buy.